Welcome to Alpha Recaps. Today we uncover the shocking return of Dexter, the Bay Harbor butcher himself, the dock passenger who refuses to die. Dexter finally stirs after being in a coma for 10 weeks, the result of Harrison shooting him in the chest. Before his eyes open, his mind drifts through a haze of memories. In these visions, Arthur appears and tells him that the race again he must first suffer, warning him that his mistake was always trying to balance everything. Harrison, meanwhile, is trying to build a new routine. He has a job at the Empire Hotel and has already earned his jet. People around him appreciate his presence and his blend in well with the both co-workers and guests. Still, fragments of his past haunt him, especially the moment he shot his father. The memories won't let him go. Harrison crosses the path with Shauna, a newcomer from Loa. Realizing she is lost, Harrison gets into the elevator with her to guide her. One night, Shauna drinks too much and becomes unsteady. A man named Ryan Foster seizes the opportunity, pretending to be her husband, so he can lead her away. Harrison quickly notices something is wrong and discovers Ryan had drugged her drink. Harrison steps in and had a fight between two men starts. Harrison then kills Ryan on the spot. He gets shocked but tidies the place as the best as he can, makes sure Shona gets safely back to her room. When it's come to the body, he falls back on lessons Dexter's once taught him, carefully disposing of the evidence in a way that should keep him safe. Dexter is awake now, though still weak and unable to move without help. While he is recovering, an officer arrives with a letter from Angela. Inside a photo and back and a blunt message tells him they are square and that he should have left Iron Lake for good. The officer asks if Dexter wants to press charges against Angela. Dexter doesn't push him back. He tells him that he doesn't want to press charges. Down at the docks, Harrison plans and reveals. Sanitation workers come across dismembered remains while sorting through a trash bag. They alert the authorities. Officers Wallace and Oliver arrive to assess grim discovery. Wallace, frustrated with workers, called them for not handling things properly. Her irritation turns to focus when she notices the bags have been tied in a very particular manner, leading him to uncover the rest of the hidden remains. No long after, Angel pays Dexter a visit debt and the choice Dexter made to leave Miami for Iron Lake, but quickly shifts for darker ground. Angel recalls how both Maria and Angela delivered Dexter was the Bay Harbor butcher. Dokes had been and one blamed, but suspicions around Dexter never really went away. Angel Batista even revoked Dexter's death certificate, not out of compassion, but because he doesn't trust him. The tension sharpens when the news breaks of dismembered body found in New York. Dexter recognizes the pattern and realizes the killer is Harrison. Knowing time is short, Dexter slips out of the clinic, avoiding Angel's watchful eyes. He heads straight for New York, determined to find his son and confront him. A killer manages to get rid of the unsuspecting Uber driver named Stanley. The ride turns into a nightmare when the passenger slips chain around Stanley's neck and forces him to keep driving. The next morning, a young kid finds Stanley beheaded and his body discarded in parking lot. Elsewhere, Dexter shadows Harrison from distance. He sneaks into the Empire Hotel, sweeping a key card from cleaning stuff to make his way upstairs. Inside, he carefully inspects the room where the murder took place. What surprises him is how clean the place is. There are no obvious traces of blood, and Dexter finds himself quietly impressed by Harrison's handled it well. But the situation grows tense when the officer they go over the scene. From the way they look, it's clear to him these investigations and investigators are sharp and well difficult to mislead. Wallace suggests testing the room with the luminol, convinced that the oxygen bleach has been used to cover the traces of blood. The spotless appearance feels too deliberate to her. Once the officer cleared out, Dexter retraces Harrison's steps. He follows the trail into the hotel kitchen, quickly realizing this is where the body has been dismembered. A faint splash of blood and the scene gives it away. Before the police can discover it, he wipes it clean, removing the last piece of the evidence. Meanwhile, Angel is still closing in, determined to track Dexter down. With his own car bound, Dexter resorts to taking an Uber. He strikes him as a jumpy. The reason becomes clear soon enough. A serial killer has been targeting rideshare drivers, 7 victims so far, and the press has mockingly named the culprit the Dark Passenger. Hearing this, Dexter feels a surge of anger. The title belongs to him, not some reckless imitator. Determined to put an end to it, he decides to intervene. Blessing, eager to help, points him toward a party being organized for drivers. One of the survivors, a man named Cheek, will be there, offering Dexter the perfect chance to dig deeper. Elsewhere, Charlie is former special ops soldier working under billionaire Leon Prater. Now she runs his security. She tracks down a man named Kev, someone Prater's teams once dealt with, and ends their business by beating him with his picked bat. Back at the hotel, Wallace digs deeper into the inconsistencies. She's suspicious of the blind spots in the surveillance systems and the strange cleanliness of the crime scene. Footage of Shauna being drugged and carried away. Dexter sits down with Cheek, who admits he never went to the police after being attacked, afraid his expired visa would put him in trouble. Still, he gives Dexter the key details. The assailant is about Dexter's size and build. There is a dash cam footage of the attack. The video shows the killer masked, making identification impossible, but Dexter forwards a copy for himself. Blessing, meanwhile, offered Dexter a place to stay. With his driver license now in hand, Dexter checks in Harrison briefly before turning back into the case. Reviewing the footage closely, he spots on a logo on a killer's backpack, the Reed's Bridge Data Network, tracing the company's employees. He narrows down a suspect named Ronald Schmidt. Dexter finally catches a sight of rideshare killer, staking a new victim. But when the chase takes him into the subway, the killer slips away, leaving Dexter frustrated and still hunting. Dexter tries his hand as a driving for a rideshare company in New York, convinced he's doing well. But his 4.2 rating says otherwise. The risk of losing his account looms. At the same time, Harrison faces Detective Wallace in an interrogation room. She starts by showing him surveillance of Shauna out of the bar. Harrison calmly sticks to the Ryan's cover story, pretending Shauna was Ryan's wife. Wallace isn't convinced and presses further, playing elevator footage that shows Harrison's casual reaction to Shauna being drugged. Under pressure, Harrison falters, improvising a lie about leaving her a bar and spending the night with a girl. That evening, Dexter joins Blessing with his family for a dinner. During the meal, Constance casually mentions that she ran a background check on him, uncovering that he came from Miami. Dexter quickly realizes they have been testing him and brushes it off with a half-joking remark about moving away because of the deaths here. The check's done through a company called Safe Haven for $75. sparks an idea. If the service could dig up his past, maybe it could lead him to Ronald Schmidt. Dexter traces Ronald Schmidt's apartment and breaks inside. Search leads him to a ceiling panel hiding both the murder weapon and the disturbing look of the victims. It is the same apartment Charlie had broken into earlier. Seeing the step, Dexter knows the place is ideal for what he's planned. He promises his target a grim meeting in the near future, already plotting the kill. While Dexter continues to rideshare work, Angel receives the word from Teddy that Dexter has been spotted in New York. Dexter remains unaware that the net is tightening around him, distracted instead by Blessing's attempt to boost his driver rating. Blessing puts together a care package for him complete with mind snacks and even condoms. And this is the end of the first part of Dexter Resurrection recap. Stay tuned for the next video.